the remaining two energy centers, Mooladhara and Swadhisthana, basically fear and greed. The lowest two centers, all the patterns which are rooted in fear and greed, we will be working. Please understand, your fear and greed has become so complicated, it creates so many ripple effects and side effects, different patterns. That is why on 4 chakras we worked 2 days, and 2 chakras we will be working 4 days. Then understand the importance, because these two, fear and greed, is not just fear and greed. Based on fear and greed only comes guilt. From guilt comes different pains. From those different pains comes the desire for peace. So each of these patterns evolve from this fear and greed. Fear and greed forms the base pattern, the root cause. I'll share with you all an incident, how this whole technology was revealed to me. This is basically a technology, breaking your patterns, freeing you from all conditionings. It's basically a technology. In 2003, once one of my disciples was sick in Bangalore, one hospital. I went there to heal that person. She's an elderly lady. She was in ICU. When I was healing her, at that same moment, the next bed patient, that guy is not a devotee, some patient, he started dying. The death has started happening in him. Of course, I was able to see what is happening in him. I saw very beautifully, like a knife passing through the butter, his soul was leaving the system without any pain, and he became enlightened, completely liberated. I was really shocked, because earlier in the young age I have seen a death where that person literally goes through hell, like a millions of scorpions biting, the whole skin burning. See, if you inject the scorpion poison into your one pore, that whole area will burn. During the death, same intensity, the whole skin will burn. It's almost like a whole skin being injected by the scorpion poison. Scorpion poison has the capacity to disconnect your skin and your awareness. When the disconnection happens forcibly, it will be a torture and pain, suffering. Any of you have been bitten by scorpion? So you can imagine, others can't even imagine. That pain will be there all over the body. That was the way the regular death happens. So I was shocked. How can that guy, why did that guy suffer so much and this guy so smoothly passed away? I investigated whether he's an enlightened being. They said, what enlightenment? He had 2 wives and 3 shops, that's all. And I asked whether he used to meditate or a disciple of a great Paramahamsa or Avadhuta, a great guru. They said nothing doing. He will not even go to temple. I was shocked. I sat and started contemplating, meditating. How did this happen? How did this happen? It was like a revelation. It was like a strong revelation. I could see very clearly. Even now I am trying to see and repeat exactly as it happened. I could see very clearly. It was due to my presence. See, I am not claiming anything supernatural or extraordinary or all that. I am just telling you the fact. It was due to my presence, this guy did not go through all that suffering. Then I again started contemplating, wow, if my presence can be helping somebody to have such a beautiful death, then I should be sitting only in ICUs. No, I tell you, see, anything else anybody can give. There are so many things, even others can give. But this beautiful, painless death, nobody can give. I tell you, that is the greatest gift for human beings. That's the greatest gift for human beings. So I started thinking, how can I reproduce the same experience in human beings in large scale? After all, I had a little engineering background, so I was diploma mechanical engineer. God, even for this. But you should know, I even forgot the basic words about engineering. I studied DME in 1995. And then 2003, one of my devotee invited me to his workshop to bless. When I went there, please understand, I promise what I am saying is truth. They showed a machine. I could not remember the name of that machine, which is lathe, a basic machine for a mechanical engineer. The moment you enter DME, it is not engineering, it's like a diploma. The moment you enter, the first thing you see is lathe, and first book you study is about lathe machine. Any engineers here? Then you can understand what I am saying. Any diploma engineers? Wow. So, I could not remember the name. I was shocked. Oh God, what happened to my brain? Then I asked that devotee, can you tell the name of this machine? I have seen this machine. Do you know my selective subject that they select? In my elective thing, I am a machine shop engineer specialist. Suddenly I remembered, 9 years I did not even remember once about what I studied or even words from what I studied. Means totally different world. It was all about enlightenment and yoga, pranayama, meditation, kriya, process. Anyhow, now I got little interest in mechanical engineering again and started seeing some of the books just to refresh. Wanted to see whether I can present enlightenment from the angle of mechanical engineering. Anyhow, so the next thought I had was, can I reproduce this to large number of people, the same experience? What was that which is part of my presence, which helped that person to leave the body without pain and suffering of patterns? Now you need to understand a few things. I am giving you the signs of death exactly as it happens. I invoke Mahakala, Kalabhairava, Lord of death, Lord of time. Let his presence be here and make all of us understand the great signs of death, which is liberation and celebration. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Understand, your body is not one unit as you think. You are not just your body. You are totality of 7 layers or 7 components. That's the right word. Please listen and understand. Later on you can take notes. I'll describe what all the 7 parts of you. Your physical body, which you are carrying with flesh and bones made out. Physical body. Next, your breathing component. The inhaling, holding, exhaling, spreading, cleaning. The breathing component. Next, mind. The mental component, thinking, your constant inner chattering, like a washing machine which can never be stopped, which goes on inside you. or the transistor which can never be stopped? Transistor. It's an Indian word. What is the word they use in the West? Hmm? Radio. I think the transistor word must have some meaning. It is much more than a sister blabbering. Trans means usually beyond, na? So it is beyond sister, constantly nagging. So there's a transistor in all of you. Whatever you may be doing, it is just continuously going on, the inner chattering. That's the third component of you. The fourth component of you is your boiling emotions. The fifth component of you is the zone you experience during the deep sleep, means completely unaware. Sixth component is the joy you experience in your life very rarely. Seventh component is your consciousness. All these seven put together is you. Please understand. All these seven put together is you. In each component there is certain patterns stored. In the physical body, the patterns of fear of death is stored. That is why if your body falls on electric current or you see a snake, naturally your body responds. What do you call survival instinct? Naturally your body responds. Because the pattern of fear and death fear is strongly stored in your physical layer. Next, that breathing layer, in that all your greed and desire patterns are stored. That is why when there is a strong greed or lust evoked, awakened, your breathing pattern changes. Your breathing pattern becomes different. In the mental layer, in your inner chattering, you carry deep guilts. That is why always your thinking is all about brooding over your past, which can never be corrected. You can see most of the time you brood over on the things which are not under your control, because you are very happy to reconfirm the idea to yourself, you are not responsible for anything, nothing is under your control. Again and again you want to believe that. So for you to believe things are not under your control, you have been put in this situation, brooding over on the subjects which you can't control is very important. Why do you think whenever people meet, even in coffee shop, first thing they talk about is the weather? Why do you think there's so much of talk about weather goes on? Because you can talk and nobody is responsible for it. See, if you are talking something for which you are responsible, you will be offended. If you are talking something for which he is responsible, he will be offended. You need to talk something, but both should not be offended, both should not be responsible for that. What is the best subject? Weather. Weather. There are many things in the world, if you are brooding over about them, It gives you a kind of a feeling you are not responsible for your life and gives you a cozy feeling. Okay,